But there are people who say there's only one reason Vladimir Putin needed those troops, and that's because he himself has his own manpower issues on the ground in Ukraine. And that there are reports that he's been going to very poor parts of Russia and offering very large sums of money to families who lose their young men in battle, and that is an attempt to try and encourage more young men from the poorer parts of Russia to sign up, because if they die in combat, then their families get a big payday. None of this says to me that it's quite as strong as you seem to think they are.
Look, Piers, there's no question that any time a country fights a war of attrition like we see in Ukraine today, that those countries are going to have trouble raising troops. You want to remember when Britain went into World War I in 1914, they had an all-volunteer military. But by 1916, they had to go to a draft. Why did they have to go to a draft? Because there were not enough people who were volunteering. What the Russians are doing is going to great lengths to raise the manpower by providing all sorts of enticements to people in different places in Russia. This is just the way wars are fought. There's no evidence that the Russians are not producing enough of their own troops to fight the war. All the evidence is to the contrary.